Alright, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakar, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So, today I'm going to go into a little bit of history. And as you can see right here, as it says, Edom, Ham, and Ishmael sold Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Bear with me. Let me see if I can get this for you. So Benjamin, Judah, and Levi into slavery off the west coast of Africa. We have forts in West Africa for Judah, for Benjamin, for Levi. The French named the fort of Judah Quetta, French, which was finally destroyed in 1726 by the army of the king of Dahomey. Why the name Fort Judah? Because the Europeans, Arabs, and Africans knew it was the house of Judah, Jews being sold as slaves bound for the New World. And then it gives the Wikipedia page. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the Wikipedia page, and we just going to go a little bit deeper into this. Okay, so it says Quetta, or Wida, okay, which is basically different forms of saying Judah, okay, and then you get a Yoruba, you know what I'm saying, which the Yoruba people are Israelites. Then you see I don't know what that W or the XW is. Quetta, Judah, and Judah by French. All these are Judah. A Judah by the Portuguese. Fida by the Dutch. These are all, forms of the word Judah. It says formerly of the kingdom of Wida is a city on the coast of the Republic of Benin. Okay, so we're in West Africa. Okay, it says the commune covers an area of 141 square miles. As of 2002, it had a population of 76,000 people. All right, that's the commune right there. This is what we're talking about right here in the country of Benin, and Quetta or Judah is at the southern tip. Okay, so we're going to go into the history. In local tradition, Capace is supposed to have founded the town. It's probably happened toward the end of the 16th century, as the town originally known as Glexwi, literally farmhouse. And we probably try to get that in another lesson. We're going to go into that word. It says was part of the kingdom of Wida. Quetta saw its role in the international trade rise when the British built a fort here in 1650. Wida troops pushed their way into Africa interior, capturing millions of people through tribal wars and selling them to the Europeans and the Arabs. Okay, so here you have the history right here. It's telling you right now. Okay, how did they, what was their claim to fame? Their claim to fame, it was selling people into slavery. We all know that the Israelites were sold into slavery pursuant to Deuteronomy 28 and 65, or 28 and 68. It says, by 1716, when the massive English slave ship, or Wida Galley, arrived to purchase 500 slaves from the king of Hafan to sell to where? In Jamaica. Okay, the kingdom of Wida had become the second largest slave port in the triangular trade. Okay, so you have, Benjamites being sold there in Benin, which Benjamin and Benin. Okay, you have that correlation as well. Okay, it says the kingdom was ruled by King Hafan, who received his coronation crown as a gift from Portugal until 1727. When the kingdom of Wida was captured by the forces of the king Ajaya of Dahomey. Okay, So that was a Hamite, I believe. I've tried to go into King Ajaga, which is it does have some information on it, but I believe I don't think he was a Jake, because he kept on selling our people into slavery. So I don't think, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's a Jake. This is Wida in Africa. In the beginning of this month, King Ajaya, the king of Dahomey, came down unexpectedly with an army and soon became master of this place in the country adjacent, Alada. The defoliation which ensued was so great that it is impossible to be represented. The factory at Sabre, once the king's town and the seat of the trade, was burnt to the ground, and in it a great quantity of merchandise. 40 Europeans were captured into captivity to the king of Dahomey's camp at Arada, but having been detained about 14 days, 7 of them were released and now returning thither. They gave melancholy account of their treatment. This country, which was the pleasantest, I'm fucking that word up, pleasantest in all these parts, is now laid waste by fire and sword, and is made a wilderness. Okay, so it was actually a nice place back then, man. As you can see, it's right there on the beach, West Africa, right around the equator. So, it's, has a nice temperature. They said it was a lot of foliage, so I would imagine a bunch of trees. A real beautiful place, for the children of Israel to escape from those devils in Jerusalem, and to come build a new kingdom, or have peace of mind. And then you had these Hamites, like I said, these Edomites and these Arabs come over and sell us into slavery. Of course, we weren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to our full effect. It was ultimately our fault why this happened to us. But as you can see, this is the history behind it. It says the land which constituted the kingdom of Wida became a mere city in the new kingdom of Dahomey. The Portuguese, English, and Dutch and French all constructed forts in the city to protect their interests in what? Enslaving. Okay? And they made this Fort Judah, or Quita in the French term, because they knew that Judah was there. Okay? And they have it in all the different languages, in Dutch and in Portuguese. As you can see, the Portuguese had reached a town which they called Ajuda in 1580, and the Portuguese fort São João Batista de Ajuda is now housing the Quita Museum. Okay, so you just keep seeing it over and over. It's like beating a dead horse. Judah, Quita, Ajuda. You know what I'm saying? This is our people, man. It's plain. Okay? The Lord's not the author of confusion. Okay, and this is the earth helping the woman as well. If you can see, if you can't see that, this isn't talking about us. It's not talking about the kingdom of Judah, the people of the Bible. Okay, fulfilling prophecy. Look at these names, man. It plainly say Judah right here. And then you can see, let's click on this. Yoruba. Yoruba is a language spoken in West Africa. The number of speakers, let me see. It says it's a pluricentric language principally spoken in Benin and Nigeria and communities in other parts of Africa. Okay? Many Yoruba words are in the Afro-Brazilian religion known as Candomblé. Okay? Yoruba is also used in many other Afro-American religions, in the Americans and in the Caribbean, Where who stays? Jake, man. That's the correlation. Look at these Niger, Congo, Niger. Okay, all these places are in West Africa where Jake stays. Togo. Okay, so I mean, like Gala. You know, these are it's just basically, like I said, man, it's beating a dead horse. When you go through all this, you see who it's talking about, man. Yoruba is Judah, man. Quita, Wida. It's like I said, man. It's just a little history I wanted to get into. Lord's well, I do more of these, and the ball. Call all, Yahaba Shimei Shai, the honor to the apostles and elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring, and truth and sincerity, and women and children who follow. So,